Here's the moment everything changed. A quiet morning when North Korea's presence on the global internet simply disappears. No countdown, no official announcement, no hint that anything is wrong. 1 second, the regime's propaganda sites are online. Air Koryo's booking page, government portals, the state-run news network. The next second, they all drop into darkness. Every single one. Cyber monitors around the world light up in confusion. Charts turn red, connections time out. It's not a glitch, it's a collapse. Immediately, theories explode across intelligence circles and tech forums. Is this retaliation for North Korea's latest missile tests? A shadowy cyber operation by the US or South Korea? A secret warning from a rival nation? Or the opening shot of a digital conflict no one dares to admit publicly? Experts dissect trace routes. Analysts demand answers. Governments look the other way. But behind all this speculation lies a truth so absurd, it borders on unbelievable. This wasn't a military op. It wasn't a nation flexing its cyber arsenal. It wasn't even a coordinated team. It was one hacker sitting at home in his pajamas, launching a personal mission that would humiliate one of the world's most tightly controlled regimes. And this is the story of how he did it. You're watching Oscura Files. It starts with a man most people would walk past without a second thought. P4X, an American security researcher, quiet, analytical, the kind of person who spends more time staring at code than talking to anyone. But rewind 1 year earlier, and everything begins with a single email. It looked harmless, just another message with a tool he was supposed to check out. But inside that file was a trap, one designed by North Korean spies. When P4X opened it, the tool tried to infect his computer, slip into his system, and steal whatever it could. He didn't know it at the time. Not until Google published a bombshell report exposing a major North Korean hacking campaign. And there, buried in the details, P4X recognized the exact tool he had opened. That's when it hit him. He wasn't attacked randomly. He was personally targeted. He expected someone, anyone, from the US government to reach out. An agent, an investigator, even a standard warning. But the phone never rang. No help, no follow-up, nothing. Instead, P4X was left to deal with it alone. The more he thought about it, the more it burned. He felt ignored, dismissed, and used as target practice by a foreign regime. And that's when the anger hardened into something sharper. A thought he couldn't shake. If they won't hit back, then I will. So he gets to work. Picture him at his desk, one lamp on, everything else dark. Just a laptop, rented cloud servers, and a growing obsession. He starts assembling tools. He writes custom scripts. He scans North Korea's tiny slice of the internet, mapping it piece by piece. Night after night, he tests and retests his code, pushing it farther each time. And what he finds shocks even him. North Korea's internet isn't a fortress. It's flimsy, small, outdated, held together with digital duct tape. A country feared for its hacking capabilities turns out to be unbelievably vulnerable from the outside. So P4X begins planning, not recklessly, but methodically. He sketches out targets. He builds attack sequences. He studies their weak routers, their fragile servers, their limited bandwidth. Every detail matters. This isn't some chaotic revenge spree. It's more like a vigilante preparing a heist, quiet, precise, and determined. And with each line of code, each test, each late-night breakthrough, he gets one step closer to taking down an entire nation's internet, all by himself. It's late at night, the kind of night when the world feels quiet and unreal. P4X sits at his desk in pajama pants, an energy drink half finished beside him, a sci-fi movie playing in the background just to keep the room from feeling too still. This is it, the moment he's been building toward for months. He checks his tools one last time. His scripts are ready. His targets are lined up like dominoes. All it takes now is a few keystrokes, so he presses enter. At first, nothing dramatic happens. There's no cinematic crash, no flashing screen, no instant confirmation that he's just launched a strike at an entire nation. Just code running, just packets leaving his machine and racing across the internet. Minutes pass. He refreshes a server. No change. He returns to his movie, trying to look unfazed. But every few minutes he pauses it and walks back to check again. Then, it begins. One North Korean server stops responding, then another, then another. Air Koryo's booking site, gone. Naynara, the regime's main web portal, down. The state news site, unreachable. He refreshes again, still down. Pingdom's monitoring charts turn solid red. Across the world, analysts stare at their screens, confused, trying to figure out why North Korea's entire internet presence is collapsing. And in a quiet house thousands of miles away, a lone hacker leans back in his chair and grins. His plan is working perfectly. North Korea, meanwhile, is in a strange position. Nearly no citizens use the global internet, fewer than 1%. Most people inside the country don't even know what the outside internet looks like. So the outage doesn't ripple through the public. There are no panicked crowds, no national collapse. Life in Pyongyang continues like nothing happened. But for the regime, this is humiliating. Their propaganda sites, their external communications, their showcase to the world, gone offline by a force they can't see. And outside the country, confusion spreads fast. Analysts in the US wonder if this is a classified operation. South Korean observers look for clues. Some even whisper about China or another regional power delivering a hidden message. Websites flicker back online for minutes at a time, only to crash again. The pattern feels intentional, like someone is playing with the country's connection, turning the lights on and off just to prove they can. But no government steps forward. No military claims responsibility. There's no official explanation anywhere. And absolutely no one imagines the truth, that a single hacker, sitting at home, is the one pulling the plug. As the outage continues, the internet fills with chatter. Cybersecurity forums explode with speculation. Twitter threads spiral into theories. Intelligence analysts watch traffic logs with growing confusion. Is this retaliation for missile tests? A covert warning? The start of a cyber conflict no one's ready to acknowledge? The guesses get bigger and stranger by the hour. Meanwhile, P4X watches all of it quietly, almost amused. He reads the theories, sees the debates, watches the experts argue, and none of them have any idea they're discussing one man's personal revenge. But the longer he watches, the more a new question rises in the back of his mind. How long can he stay hidden? What if North Korea figures out someone targeted them? What if they trace the attack back to him? He's winning and enjoying every second of it. But even in the thrill of victory, he knows he's stepping into dangerous territory. Because taking down a nation's internet is one thing. Staying invisible while you do it, that's the real challenge. P4X sits alone, staring at the dim glow of his monitors. A one-man cyber war, that's what he's built. He thinks about everything he's done. Every server he knocked offline, every hour he spent plotting revenge. To him, this wasn't chaos. It was justice. A message delivered straight to Pyongyang. You don't get to attack people and walk away. He feels no guilt. He didn't touch ordinary citizens. He only hit the regime's pride, and now he wants more. Outages were just the beginning. He dreams of digging deeper, slipping inside their machines, stealing their secrets, pulling the curtain back. The thought exhilarates him. He's not finished. He begins building something new, something bigger, a hidden project on the dark web, tucked behind layers of encryption. He calls it the Funk Project, a rallying point for anyone willing to stand with him. A team of vigilantes, united not by borders but by purpose. Some hackers cheer him on, eager to join. Others warn him he's crossing lines meant for governments, not individuals. He knows the risks. Hacking is still hacking, no matter the target. And North Korea doesn't forgive. Retaliation, digital or physical, hangs in the air. Still, he presses forward. P4X tries to explain why he's doing all this. He says he's defending people like himself, researchers abandoned by systems meant to protect them. This is revenge, yes, but it's also activism, a campaign against indifference. He makes dark jokes about regime change, but behind the humor is resolve. He wants to prove a point no one can ignore. And as days turn into nights and attacks continue, he stays invisible, unnamed, uncaught, unapologetic, the vigilante with a keyboard and a mission. North Korea's cyber units work in silence now, more tense than ever. They hunt for a ghost, a phantom who slipped into their systems, knocked them offline, and vanished without a trace. Their screens show logs and traces, but none of it leads anywhere. Someone out there humiliated them, and they still don't know who. Meanwhile, P4X stays hidden in the vast noise of the internet. No headlines with his name, no agents knocking on his door, just a quiet man in a quiet house, living a life the world doesn't question. And the questions linger. How long can one hacker stay invisible? Will his story inspire others to fight back on their own? And what happens if the regime he embarrassed finally learns his name? A final thought settles over the story. One man in pajamas brought a regime to its knees. Some files are erased, some are hidden, and some are never meant to be found. Don't forget to subscribe to Oscura Files to reveal such hidden ones.